So let's talk Dexter Season 8, Episode 2, which is entitled Every Silver Lining. All right, so we're coming off a big revelation in the last episode that Vogel knew who Dexter was when he was little. And at the beginning of this episode, he's actually at Vogel's house, and she is showing him video of his father when he was younger, and Dexter was younger, trying to control him and realizing that he might be on the road to being a psychopath. And she agrees to team up with Harry and find a way to hone Dexter so that he doesn't go and do something horrible. So they devise the code to get Dexter to kill good people. And she was a big part of that. Now, later on, you find out that Dexter is wondering why he has no memory of Vogel. And she tells him that's because Harry never let me actually see you. It was part of his thing. He didn't want you to make you feel like you were sick or that you were different. He just wanted you to do the right thing. And they actually have a moment at the end of the episode where Dexter feels like he has ruined a lot of things between his relationship with Deborah and another part of the story that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And he embraces her, and she calls him a perfect person. And so they have a moment at the end of the episode. Now, we have this whole thing with Deborah, going on this binge, and she's actually in the middle of an investigation trying to find these jewels, and there's this El Sapo guy. He's this really bad dude, gang member, drug dealer, kind of the head of the organization. He actually trails Deborah and almost kills her. Well, he actually ends up dead himself. He confronts, what ends up happening is he confronts Deborah in this storage unit, gets the jewels that she was looking for, has a fight with Deborah, kind of knocks her down, and then she kind of stumbles out of there all beat up. Well, come to find out, El Sapo was killed in his car, and he'd actually taken Deborah's gun and put it in his glove compartment. But we find out later that El Sapo was found dead in his car. And Dexter finds out later in this episode, he does some investigation and finds out that Deborah had actually killed him, finds proof of her blood on his car, and Deborah asks him, look, I need you to take the gun out of evidence. And he's done this many times in the past, and he does it for her to help cover for her. And she reminds him, I've covered for you many times in the past. And Dexter reminds her, this isn't, normally who you are. I can't believe that you killed this guy. And not in a derogatory way, but just trying to make her realize that this is not the path she wants to go down. She goes, well, unfortunately, that old Deborah is gone and is never going to come back. Dexter tries to console her several times during the episode. So we have this whole thing with Vogel. There's another storyline going on where she is, you're going to find out in coming episodes that she's being harassed and somebody is following her. Now, we find another person who's dead. Well, not another person, but the person from the last episode who was found dead with part of their brains taken out. She gets a DVD at her house showing this guy murdering this person, but we don't see who that person is. And Dexter is trying to find out who it is, and she thinks she knows who it is and gives Dexter a name and sends Dexter off to go find this person. Dexter fully believes that this is going to be what they dubbed the brain surgeon in this episode. He trails this guy out and does find him. He's a guy who likes to hunt a lot, and he goes out to where this guy is hunting and finds him dead on a hook outside. So he's definitely not the brain surgeon, but Evelyn Vogel made it seem like this is who it was. Dexter was upset that he kind of followed this lead without doing his own due diligence. And we're going to see where this leads in upcoming episodes, because there's a really big dynamic that's going to happen between Vogel, Dexter, Deborah, and all of that. So at the end of this episode, you can see that everybody's miserable except for Evelyn. She's kind of consoling Dexter, but Dexter feels like a failure in so many ways because he didn't do his due diligence and thinking that this guy was the killer, and also failing Deborah in the fact that she is now, kind of this different person. He wants everything to be normal. So we're going to see what happens in episode 3, but that's my recap here on episode 2 of season 8 of Dexter. We'll see you guys on the next recap.